Chaos is erupting. Trump's trade war has come roaring back, and it's shaking the markets to their core. Tariffs are slamming foreign imports with a vengeance. Countries are retaliating, and shockwaves are rippling through Wall Street. In fact, as I stand here, most investors are frozen, watching their portfolios teeter on the edge of disaster. But what if I told you this isn't a crisis at all? What if right now, amid all this uncertainty and upheaval, lies one of the most explosive profit opportunities of our lifetime? A rare moment in U.S. history where the bold can thrive while the timid crumble. Well, today we're ripping the veil off President Trump's negotiation tactics that are already igniting massive market swings and revealing how you can turn this volatility into the kinds of gains we haven't seen in a generation, no matter what the headlines scream. Because while others run for cover, one man sees a trader's paradise unfolding right before our eyes. With me right now is a legend in the trading world who has conquered the wildest markets imaginable. For 20 straight years, he invested hundreds of millions of dollars on behalf of billionaire clients and never once ended the year in red. He's profitably navigated the dot-com crash, the 2008 financial meltdown, and now is thriving in 2025's tariff-fueled storm. A Wall Street titan who's generated hundreds of millions for the world's wealthiest elites, earning a coveted spot among the market wizards. With over 40 years of battle-tested experience, he's not just survived volatility, he's mastered it. And today he's stepping into the spotlight to hand you the keys to banking extreme profits as Trump wages his trade war. Please welcome Larry Benedict, acclaimed hedge fund genius, volatility maestro, and the man who's about to show you how to seize this historic moment for yourself. Larry, thanks so much for being here. Come on in. Welcome.
It's great to be here, Kim.
All right, have a seat. All right, now, you have got something pretty incredible to share today, don't you?
Absolutely. Right now, I'm holding in my hand something most people don't know even exists. It's a copy of the presidential proclamation freshly signed by Donald Trump himself.
Wow, the real deal. Why is that important?
Well, it contains the next phase of the trade war he's been waging since before he stepped back into the Oval Office. And with a single stroke of his pen, Trump just slapped tariffs on another set of foreign imports. The results are going to be something I can only describe as a trader's paradise.
Okay, wait, Larry, a trader's paradise. Many economists have been warning that tariffs are destroying the economy. So why should our viewers believe this is actually an opportunity rather than a crisis?
Well, this trader's paradise has nothing to do with Trump's trade war or whether these tariffs will ultimately succeed or not. Because throughout my career, I've used heightened volatility in both up and down markets to generate hundreds of millions of dollars for my former hedge fund clients.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. You're famous for going 20 years without a losing year. It's really incredible. And over a span that included the dot-com crash and the 2008 financial crisis. And I got to say, you even crushed it during the COVID meltdown. That's why Barron's rated your hedge fund in the top 1% in the world multiple times.
Exactly, Kim. And today I'm going to show the best way to trade Trump's tariff announcements so you too can tap into the surging volatility and potentially ride the massive market swings to incredible profits.
I love the sound of that. And I'm looking at some feedback from your readers now. And some of your top followers reported impressive gains, like Chris N., who made $12,000 in 3 hours. He said, Larry's strategy is the only thing I need to retire comfortably. Thanks, Larry, for taking the decision to help common people. Or Rod S., who locked in over 800% practically overnight. That's my biggest 24-hour trade I've had in over 20 years. Thanks, Larry. Or get this one from Doug T. He banked about $1,000 per day, 6 days in a row. And he said, Larry, I'm writing to thank you for teaching me. For the last 6 consecutive days, I have averaged about $1,000 per day. Yeah, that's really incredible.
Well, Kim, that's why I want to get my trading strategy out to as many people as I can. And it all starts with these 3 green arrows you'll see right here.
What are they?
What you are looking at are 3 unique confirmations indicating a powerful reversal is set to take place in the underlying stock or the market. When all 3 arrows turn green, the stock has entered what I call an ignition zone. And that means you could be looking at double or even triple digit gains in just days.
That's a bold claim, Larry. Are you saying that when these 3 arrows turn green, anyone watching right now could confidently place a trade and potentially profit directly from President Trump's tariff announcements?
That's right, Kim. These 3 signals help anyone who uses them to take advantage of anything that causes market volatility.
Okay. Yeah. Can you give us an example?
Sure. Look what happened during a recent tariff announcement. On January 6th, just a few weeks after the president reignited fears of a trade war with the EU, all 3 arrows lit up for IBIT options.
Okay, yeah, we see it there. That move led to 47% gains in just 1 week. That's amazing.
That's right. My readers love that one. But then they really love when all 3 green arrows lit up again for QQQ during the Canadian announcement.
Yeah, wow. A 19% gain in a single day. Nice.
And Kim, it gets better because just a week later in March, right after Trump said he was looking to push off tariff dates to April for Canada and Mexico, all 3 confirmations again aligned for another IBIT winner.
Yeah, definitely a winner here. It looks like that trade delivered a swift 40% gain, and again, in just a day.
Those 3 trades show you just how volatile of a time we're living in now and what kind of opportunity we're seeing because of it.
Yeah, if I do my math right, those up and down IBIT trades alone would have doubled my money in just a handful of months. I mean, those are some really great trades. And like you said, I know your readers were really happy about those. But let me ask you, is it just a bit too late for those watching to jump in on these opportunities?
Absolutely not. The best part, we are now knee deep in this trader's paradise because of the Trump trade war.
So you're telling us these opportunities are happening right now?
That's right. Because of all the volatility we're seeing in the market, these signals have been flashing like Christmas lights nearly every single day, meaning you can trade as little or as often as you may want. And that's why I want to show everyone watching how to trade them in their own trading account today.
Okay, got it. Now, what you're showing us today is not just another trading system, right? It has nothing to do with complex algorithms, and it's not based on overhyped political predictions or media-driven speculation. Is that right?
Not at all, Kim. It's much bigger than all of that because the core of my strategy helped me generate $274 million in profits from my hedge fund during some of the most volatile markets in history.
Right.
And today I'm going to show you exactly how to use it to potentially make huge profits during the market up and downturns on Trump's trade war.
Well, I cannot wait to hear more. So tell us, what exactly is your strategy?
Well, I call it the volatility spike indicator, or VSI for short.
I like it. Pretty catchy.
Oh, thanks, Kim. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
Okay, so how does it work?
Well, I'll show you. Let's take a closer look at what happened during one of Trump's tariff announcements earlier this year. In February, right after Trump took office, he said he would impose tariffs on Canada, historically one of our closest trading partners.
Oh yeah, I remember that one well. He said he wanted them to secure their border and, start taking our fentanyl epidemic seriously.
That's right. And days later, our data showed all 3 arrows turned green for Cleveland-Cliffs, a company that relies heavily on iron ore from Canada to produce steel. It was a clear signal that the stock was about to drop fast.
So what happened next?
Well, as you'd expect, Cleveland-Cliffs plummet like a falling knife. The options went on to return 41% over the next 8 days.
Whoa. That's like watching $5,000 turn into $7,150 in just 8 days. I mean, that's a really good return for such a short time frame. To your typical trader, something like that might seem highly unlikely.
Well, I can appreciate that. But for anyone who understands how the VSI works, it's not uncommon at all.
Not uncommon at all? I mean, how can you say that?
Well, just take a look at my track record. You see the VSI detects the underlying force behind the rise and fall of every stock in the market. In fact, it's a force professional traders have leveraged for the last 47 years. And when all 3 arrows turn green, we know a stock is about to be primed to make a change in direction.
Well, Larry, you know me, I like demonstrations. I got to see this in action. So can you do that for us here?
Sure, Kim. Let's take a look at the example we were just talking about, Cleveland Cliffs. Just days after the stock fell, the EU's trade chief reported Trump was doubling down on his trade conflict with no plans to change course.
Yeah, President Trump said the EU and others had been taking advantage of the United States for far too long and that their free ride was over.
That's right. But the point is, a tariff on EU imports has the potential to help American car makers. And those car makers need more steel, something that Cleveland Cliffs dominates.
And not to mention, I saw Trump push back on when the Canadian tariffs would kick in, if at all.
Exactly. That's why investors got bullish on Cleveland Cliffs again, and the stock bounced back. But was I watching any of that?
I'm guessing no.
No, not at all. I was watching the VSI. Just days after Cleveland Cliffs plummet, our data showed all three confirmation turned green again. And sure enough, options on the stock soared 24% in just 4 days.
Okay, wait a minute. So the VSI pinpointed when the stock was positioned to fall and then when it was going to soar?
Yes, Kim, that's the power of the VSI. Although the examples I'm sharing today are some of the best in the recent market, and not every trade will be a winner, anyone who uses it can spot when a stock is about to change directions, whether it's going up or down.
Okay, so that's what makes it so perfect for the volatile time we find ourselves in right now, and why it's so important to show people how to use the VSI in their own trading accounts today. So I'm really glad that you're here to do that, because you know, when all three arrows turn green, we know a stock is about to change direction.
Yes. Look at Best Buy.
Okay, let's do it.
As most of us know, Best Buy is an American company that specializes in selling electronics. And on January 16th, it announced a third-party marketplace.
And now a third-party marketplace, you mean a place where brands could upload and sell their products through Best Buy directly?
Correct. And the market reacted favorably to that announcement, and the stock took off. Then on February 18th, our data showed all three arrows lit up green.
I'm getting it now. Okay, that means it was clear. It was a clear signal the stock was about to change direction.
Bingo. You wouldn't need to know that Trump announced tariffs on chips, which are inside most of the goods sold at Best Buy.
You just needed to watch all three arrows light up green. And sure enough, the shares snapped back immediately, giving those who bought the right option trade a quick 25% gain in just 6 days. So let's put that in dollars here. A basic $5,000 investment would have turned into $6,250 in just under a week. I love it. That's incredible. But now, you know, I'm dying to know, Larry, you've already told us a little already, but how does the VSI spot when a stock is about to change direction and seemingly before anyone else can see it coming?
Well, it's designed to do it in a very non-complicated way. With a single glance, you can tell if a stock is primed to change directions in the coming days. In fact, it couldn't be more straightforward. You just wait for all three arrows to turn green, open up your trade, and let the stock play out its move.
And that's it. You know, it's like having a real edge for every Trump-driven market move.
You're right, Kim. This is not an exaggeration. I actually started developing the trading methodology back in 1987.
Really?
I was on the American Stock Exchange floor during Black Monday. I stood there and watched everyone I know lose everything during the biggest single-day crash in market history.
Yikes. I can't even imagine what that was like. I'm sure it was a pretty formative experience, huh?
Absolutely. After that, my goal was simple. Create a strategy that would allow me to profit consistently in any market conditions, whether stocks were soaring or crashing or grinding sideways.
And Larry, you have met that goal and then some. I mean, today, you're pulling back the curtain on your process and you're showing us some of your trading secrets. I love it.
Well, I have to, Kim, and the reason is simple. Trump's trade war has created a market environment unlike anything we've seen in decades. I mean, it's really bad out there right now. Just look at your portfolio. The tension is suffocating. Businesses are bleeding and investors are losing their nerve. Every day feels like a gut punch to anyone trying to hold on.
Yeah.
If not for the strategy I spent years perfecting, my readers and I would be just another casualty in this mess. That's why, even though 2025 could be the market's most volatile year ever, I am so confident to report that this could also be the most lucrative trading year of our lifetimes.
Wow.
Because while everyone else is trying to figure out what to do, we know what to do.
Yes, you do. Okay, wow. I mean, thankfully, I know you. So my portfolio is looking quite all right. But tell me more, because earlier this year, the stock market lost over $5 trillion in market cap in just a matter of weeks. Yet some money managers are still predicting we're going to end the year on a positive note. Why Goldman's 2025 stock market downgrade is actually bullish. That is a headline from Yahoo Finance. And Vasu Menon from OCBC Bank said, I think 2025 is going to be a tale of two halves. The Trump administration is setting up the U.S. economy for a deflationary boom in the second half of this year. That's from Kathy Wood of ARK Invest. So we're down, we're up, we're down, we're up. It keeps going. How is your average trader supposed to navigate this?
Well, that's exactly why I'm coming forward with the VSI now. Back when I was trading for billionaires, I wouldn't allow my friends or family to invest with me, even though they would ask.
Really? Why not?
Well, I just didn't want to commingle family and business. But looking back, that might have been a mistake, because one of my proudest moments these days is when I get a call or an email from my wife's uncle or my friend's mother or any one of my readers thanking me for all the trades that I have recommended.
Oh, I love that. You know, I imagine it's a completely different experience to make money for regular folks compared to the ultra wealthy. It's got to be pretty rewarding.
100%. It's much more gratifying to make a real difference in people's lives who are just trying to save for retirement or maybe earn enough money to take a nice trip or make a down payment on a house.
Yeah.
I wouldn't trade that feeling for the world. It's 1,000% the most gratifying and rewarding part of what I built. But honestly, between me and you, Kim, even my former billionaire clients have been calling me up because this market is so hard to navigate. And while they can certainly weather the storm with that much cushion, absolutely everyone needs help.
Yeah.
That's why what I am doing here today is so important. I am not exaggerating when I say my entire career has been leading up to this moment.
Well, I couldn't agree more, Larry, because your reversal strategy can help all of us get in and out of the market's biggest swings before they happen, giving us a serious lifeline in today's environment. So while everyone else is panicking about which way the market's headed, we can calmly position ourselves to profit either way. All because the VSI has the unique ability to sense these changes in a stock's direction before you can physically see it. Now, you know, that may sound far-fetched, but the results definitely speak loud and clear. And the results you've delivered are pretty outstanding, I've got to say it. You know, you dominated the market during the dot-com crash of 2000, the housing collapse of 2008, and the COVID collapse of 2020.
Well, dominated is a nice way of putting it. We did make a lot of money in those years, though.
Oh, yeah. I don't think it's overstating it, Larry. I really don't. In 2008, when the housing bubble burst, the S&P, you'll recall, fell a whopping 39%. But your fund, net of fees, returned investors an incredible 23%. That's 103% better than the market. So that means everyone else watched their retirement accounts get cut nearly in half, while those who invested with you watched their money soar. And I bet you were everybody's favorite person that year.
Well, my clients were definitely grateful.
Oh, yeah.
Delivering results like that is why I do what I do.
Yeah. And you know, Larry, you just keep on delivering. You really do. The same thing happened in 2020 when COVID shut everything down. The market returned a mere 15%. But if your readers took every single trade you recommended in 2020, they could have turned a $4,500 account into $8,232. Or a $9,000 account into $16,464, or an $18,000 account into $32,928. So you get the idea here. That's an 83% gain, or more than 4 times better than the market.
Well, that's the power of what I'm sharing today. And that's why I want to help everyone watching now do this in their own trading accounts.
Well, that's just incredible. Now, obviously, we've got to point out, not every VSI signal is going to be a guaranteed winner.
Of course not, Kim, but I've been trading the market for over 4 decades. On a professional level, I've traded futures, commodities, stocks, bonds, and options. At my peak, I was trading almost $1 billion using some of the most advanced tools on the planet. And none of those tools gave me the edge that I was looking for. That's why, in my eyes, my VSI method is one of today's best predictors at timing tops and bottoms of stock swings.
Yeah, it makes sense. It's how you were able to come out so profitable during some of the worst markets in history. It's certainly a massive leap forward for anyone trading stocks from home. And from what I can tell, it really doesn't matter if you're a day trader, swing trader, or completely new to trading. It doesn't matter if you trade stocks, options, or futures. With one glance, you can tell if a stock is primed to turn around in the coming days, no matter the reason.
And the best time you could possibly use it is right now. For example, look at Ralph Lauren.
The company was, on a tear at the beginning of the year.
That's right. After holiday sales, everyone thought it was the brand to buy. Investopedia, Zacks, and Yahoo Finance were raving about the stock. But on February 18th, our data showed all 3 arrows turned green.
I'm guessing not all was well?
You're right, Kim. With a quick glance, you could see the stock was about to take a nosedive, despite what everyone else was saying. And sure enough, just days later, Trump added to the fear already brewing in the market. He went on Fox News and refused to say his tariffs would not cause a recession.
Yeah, that was a bad week. The entire market, including Ralph Lauren, promptly fell off a cliff in panic.
It was definitely rough.
Oh yeah, definitely rough for sure. So while others saw their holdings drop 24%, had you listened to the VSI, you would have had the chance to see a staggering gain of 992% in just 3 weeks. Wow.
Well, that's an outlier, Kim. But even if you snagged a small piece of that move, it could have made a huge difference in your account. And that's why I'm here today. I would like to show you how to incorporate the VSI into your trading routine. My hope is that you can use it to navigate ups and downs that Trump's tariffs are causing.
Well, if so, it sure sounds like they can leverage it to position themselves for big profits in 2025. And that's also why I'm so excited to be here, because for those who don't know, you're somewhat of a legend in the trading world. You really are. I've got to brag on you here just a bit. You got your start as a professional trader on the floor of the CBOE more than 40 years ago, and you've had an amazing career since then. You've run your own successful hedge fund that was ranked 36th in the world in 2008 out of over 10,000 hedge funds. You delivered $274 million in pure profits to your clients from 2004 to 2012 and managed nearly $1 billion at your peak. You've also been featured in Bloomberg, MarketWatch, and CNBC. But maybe most famously, well, you were featured in the renowned book series Market Wizards. We've got it right here, where a whole chapter was written about how great you are at picking trades. In fact, I believe they featured you right next to the acclaimed billionaire Ray Dalio. Am I right?
Oh, Kim, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I don't like to brag,
I know,
but it's been an amazing ride.
Yes.
My only goal for trading today is to help hardworking, everyday people get ahead. Like I said, getting messages from people who are succeeding with my trading strategy means a lot to me.
Yeah, I'll bet it does. I believe it. Some of your best winners throughout your career have helped people achieve gains of 286%, 327%, and even 703%, often in just days. In fact, last year, one of your top trading strategies logged 318 trade alerts with an 81% win rate. Some of your top alerts in 2024 include a 100% winner on DIA in 6 days, another 100% winner on BITO in 52 days, a 127% winner on QQQ in just 8 days, and a 131% winner on QQQ again in just 8 days. I mean, Larry, those are some amazing gains.
Well, Kim, now I want to be clear, not every trade cleared the 100% mark. I don't want to give that impression.
No, you're saying not every trade is a winner.
Of course not. Anyone who tells you that is full of it. But the most you can ever lose on one of my trades is just what you put into it. You get to control all of the risk that way.
Yeah, and that is what really matters in a volatile market like this.
Exactly. And if that wasn't compelling enough, if you had taken every one of my trade recommendations in 2024, winners and losers included, across all three of my option trading services, a $6,500 account would have turned into $15,416.
Nice.
That's a 137% return in 2024 alone.
Whew, and that is way better than the S&P's 24%. And it's why I imagine you consistently receive notes like this one from your members. Up $52,000 since early March when I joined. Thanks again for your spot-on recommendations. That's from William S. And Charles C. said, made 120% on your PLTR pick. Thanks again. Wow, a 144% gain. Thanks, from Chuck B.
And as great as that is, what I am sharing with you today could lead to even better results.
Really? How?
You see, the VSI takes trading the market to the next level. And that's why I want to show you what's behind these three green arrows, how they are able to sense opportunities before you can actually see them, and most importantly, how you can use them to trade the ups and downs of Trump's trade war in your very own trading account right away.
Excellent. All right, let's do it. But before we get there, I just want to reiterate something that you just said. It's really important that our viewers realize that the VSI does not guarantee that you're going to turn into the next millionaire trader. In trading, anything can happen, as you know, and no system wins 100% of the time. So you should never risk more than you're willing to lose. But what it can do is help you decide when to enter positions right before the stock shows signs of reversing course. So you have the chance to make money when a stock is about to go up or down. And that's how anyone trading your recommendations last year could have seen a gain of 137% on an account as little as $6,500.
You got it, Kim. The VSI can help you pinpoint when a stock is set to change directions, so you can potentially profit whether it shoots up or crashes, no matter the reason. So if you didn't reach your trading goals last year, don't beat yourself up. Despite the market finishing 24% higher on the year, 2024 was a difficult year for the majority of traders. Yeah. You see, just 7 stocks accounted for nearly all the market's returns.
You're talking about the Magnificent Seven?
That's right. Meta, Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, Alphabet, Tesla, and Nvidia collectively returned nearly triple the performance of the S&P 500 last year.
And that's a problem?
It's a very big problem, Kim, because most folks were not trading these 7 stocks. They were focused on these 493 stocks down here.
Yeah, I see those stocks. They spent the majority of the year trading sideways.
Right. And this sideways action is where most traders struggle. You see, most traders try to pinpoint market breakouts.
So you mean they try to buy at the top of a range, hoping it'll suddenly surge to new highs?
Exactly. But sustained breakouts rarely happen as expected. And when Trump is announcing tariffs left and right, and then taking them away just as fast, they happen even less.
Okay. So instead, we get this choppy action, right? Rather than big trends, we're going to see lots of back and forth, correct?
That's right. And that's where the VSI thrives. You see, finding success in the stock market is not about how smart you are or what stocks you pick. It all comes down to market direction.
Market direction. That's a really good point. So in the most basic way, that's really where the VSI begins.
Precisely. It uses 3 unique confirmations to help you get the direction and timing right. For example, let's look at GM during Trump's first trade war in 2018.
Okay, so looks like the stock was trading more or less sideways for months.
It was, but then the stock gapped up after SoftBank said it would invest billions into the company. The experts were saying GM was primed for a comeback. It would have been reasonable to buy the stock at that point expecting a breakout.
But not so?
No, on June 4, 2018, our data showed that all 3 turnaround arrows turned green. It was a clear indication that GM was likely headed in the opposite direction, meaning that was exactly the right time to trade against it.
Okay, yeah. You didn't know Trump that was going to impose a tariff on car parts in retaliation to the EU.
No, not at all. All I knew was the 3 arrows on the VSI lit up green. And as expected, GM went off a cliff. Anyone who had listened to the VSI and placed the right option contract could have seen as much as a 207% gain in just 22 days.
Wow. So that's like putting $5,000 in today and walking away with $15,350 just 1 month later. I mean, that's money that could have gone to a number of things, a car payment, groceries, credit card debt, plane tickets, maybe an emergency fund or retirement, you name it.
Now, of course, the VSI can't predict the future. Nothing can. But because it accounts for the underlying forces behind the stock's movement, it can often sense when a stock is about to change direction before you can actually see it.
Larry, that sounds pretty close to a crystal ball to me.
Well, it's more scientific than that, Kim. It tracks 3 separate indicators. Trends, momentum, and market activities are the metrics that can be measured for every stock that trades today. And those are widely considered the most dominant factors behind stock reversals.
Makes sense, yeah.
The thing is, very few traders consistently profit from reversals. And that's because they often rely on just one type of indicator.
Just one type of indicator? What do you mean by that?
Well, I mean, they just focus on momentum, or they analyze trends, or they gauge market activity, but they rarely combine all these elements together.
Okay.
That's not necessarily wrong, but each indicator is just one small piece of a much larger puzzle.
Oh, I see. So they think they spotted an opportunity, but they're really just missing part of the picture, right?
Yes, they are, Kim. What most traders don't realize is that each one of these signals becomes significantly more powerful when they are combined all together. And that's exactly what these green arrows represent. Each arrow corresponds to a specific indicator.
Okay, so can you tell us what each arrow stands for?
Sure. When this arrow is green, the stock price has clearly signaled a trend reversal indicating an imminent turnaround. When this arrow is green, the momentum of the stock reconfirms the turnaround is about to take place. And when this arrow is green, the market activity shows there is enough conviction in the reversal to back it up.
That really makes a lot of sense, because what you're saying is each arrow strengthens the chances the stock is about to change direction.
And that's the real secret behind the VSI. It confirms reversals by aligning momentum, trend analysis, and market activity together. So with one glance, you can identify when stocks are about to reverse and then place the trade in the right direction.
And if all 3 signals aren't there, you might be chasing a false move.
Exactly. But when they are all there, it is a game changer. Just look at the move from General Electric.
All right, well, I'm seeing that the stock's trend reversal and market conviction signals were lit up green, but the stock's momentum signal was not.
Right. In this scenario, there wasn't enough confirmation for a solid reversal. In the end, the stock experienced a failed rally.
This is not a setup you'd want to trade.
I wouldn't. It's much more of a gamble when you're missing one of these arrows. But look at what happened another time when GE had confirmation across all 3 signals.
Okay, we see here the stock bounced off the bottom and rallied from $38 all the way up to $55. So that was a 45% gain in just 56 trading days.
Trading the right option could have returned 10 times that. And that's exactly how reversals are supposed to be set up. In order to have an effective indicator, all 3 signals must confirm each other. That's precisely why the VSI is so powerful.
So powerful and really so simple. When all confirmations are green, the stock is supported by enough trend strength, momentum, and market activity to push that significant reversal.
That's the secret. Top traders call this setup a triple signal confirmation. It's like the holy grail of reversal signals. And my experience shows it dramatically increases the odds the stock goes in your direction.
Well, Larry, I would definitely trust your judgment on that, because over your 4 decades trading the markets, you've certainly had lots of chances to see this in action, right?
Well, that's the truth. Just have a look. The green dot represents a prime trade setup. When it is green, we have a solid triple signal confirmation for a true potential change in direction.
Okay, so when the top dot is green, it's time to open a trade.
Yes.
Okay.
We call it the ignition zone. If it's blank, there's not enough conviction to push a reversal.
And that's the real beauty of the VSI, right? It helps you focus on stocks that could be about to experience these powerful reversals and aims to keep you out of false breakouts, false rallies, and other setups destined to fail.
Right, Kim, but more importantly, it accomplishes this in a very simple way.
Well, you know me, I like simple. We got to keep it simple.
Absolutely, Kim. You see, back when I first started, I watched every trade that appeared across the ticker tape in real time.
Wow.
Hundreds of trades flashed every minute. I had to digest it all in real time, piecing together trades with my eyes and gut. Then, as technology improved, I upgraded to a Bloomberg terminal. It dumped endless amounts of market activity in my lap to sift through. It was like drinking from a fire hose.
Oh, gosh. You know, Larry, that sounds overwhelming for sure. I can't imagine.
But it worked. So when I closed my hedge fund, I took the backbone of our reversal strategy and simplified it as much as I could. I boiled the heart of my approach down to one clear signal.
And sounds like that was a total game changer.
It certainly was. It meant I could finally start sharing my approach with everyday folks.
Larry, that is so amazing for our viewers, because whatever your goals are for 2025, with Larry's expertise on your side, you're going to have additional support to help you achieve them. And maybe that's to become a more proficient trader, or, build up your nest egg, or maybe that's to take your dream vacation finally. Whatever it is, I believe it will be much more attainable with Larry and the VSI in your corner, especially over the next year. Because no matter how you feel about President Trump, no one can deny his tactics are causing a storm of volatility. One day he's imposing tariffs on Mexico and Canada, and the next he's delaying them. And a few weeks later, he's making exceptions for certain goods.
Well, it's a negotiation tactic. The question is, will it work? That's not for me to say. All I know is that the markets are going to swing with every announcement. That's why Trump himself was forced to admit things are going to get crazier before they get better.
That means bigger ups and downs, wider swings, and seriously, more chances to lose your shirt. In fact, I believe it's all but guaranteed that, most traders are destined to crash and burn in this market. I sincerely wonder if anyone watching right now knows of a single strategy making money out there.
Well, I know one.
I know you do, Larry. You definitely do. That's because for a trader who has the VSI in their corner, this is, as you called it, a trader's paradise right there. In fact, as of right now, you've won exactly 100% of your 2025 trades in your introductory trading service. And you've done that because of all of the volatility in the markets, not despite it. And we're not talking small wins here. We're talking about double and triple digit returns in a mere matter of days. Again, because of the volatility, not despite it. So in fact, so far this year, in 2025 alone, if we had taken every single trade in your introductory service, a mere $1,050 would have turned into almost $2,500. $5,000 into more than $11,800, or $10,000 into more than $23,600. Now compare that to the market, right?
Well, that's exactly why I needed to come forward with this message today. You see, I finally decided to do something I've never done before.
That's right. You told me you've packaged your entire VSI methodology, 3 unique confirmations that will help pinpoint when a stock is about to change direction, into a comprehensive guide that shows our viewers how they can implement it into their own trading accounts. It's called Tariff Trades, How to Bank Extreme Profits During the Trade War. This guide breaks down the 3 green arrows you need to pay attention to, how to identify the ignition zone, and how to take advantage of this volatile time. So you're actually going to show people how they can use the VSI to spot potential trades. Larry, that is incredibly generous.
Oh, thanks, Kim. It's the right thing to do. With Trump tariffs creating this much market volatility, regular folks need an edge more than ever.
We really do. And our viewers can get this complete guide to the VSI system absolutely free when they join your introductory research advisory service, One Ticker Trader today. So tell us about that service, One Ticker Trader, Larry. How does it work?
Well, One Ticker Trader allows traders to leverage my time-tested VSI system. Plus, you'll gain access to my professional-grade tactics, insider tricks, and market insights that I've developed over my 40-plus years of trading through extremely volatile markets.
It sounds like our viewers will be able to learn from all the expertise that you've used to dominate volatile markets year after year.
That's right. I pour everything into this service. Throughout each month, I'll send updates and alerts directly to your inbox, including up-to-the-minute buy and sell recommendations.
Well, I'm sure I'm not the only one who'd like to profit confidently during the ups and downs in the market. I'm just looking over some of these gains here. Like when your readers scored 54% on QQQ in just 7 days, or when they banked 74% on QQQ in another 7 days, or when traders closed 127% on QQQ in another 7 days. Wow, I love it.
Well, that's the thing, Kim. With the VSI, you have the chance to profit from any stock, no matter which way it goes, again and again. That's why I believe it's the perfect system for this volatile market we're currently facing. I simply select the absolute best trades. Then I send a detailed alert to my members with my precise instructions. Finally, I send one more alert when it's time to close the trade and hopefully take profits.
That sounds like a way of making sure you're fully equipped to turn market volatility into consistent profits. So members receive your best VSI confirmed trade recommendations throughout the month?
Exactly. When things aren't as volatile, it might be only a couple of trades a month. But right now, because of Trump tariffs, we're much more active. It's possible you could get a new trade from me nearly every week on average.
Really? Almost every week? That's exciting.
I do my best to make it easy for my members. I use the 3 confirmations in the VSI plus any other insight I can glean from the market. And then I tell you precisely when to get in and when to get out. I want my members not to only profit, but to learn how the system works so they can eventually spot these setups themselves.
Wow. Like you said, this sounds like something that could be especially valuable during Trump's trade war when there's so much uncertainty in the markets.
That's precisely why I'm offering it now. The current market environment is creating the perfect storm of volatility, and we thrive in volatility.
Yes, you do. That's right. And you said you don't even need to predict how Trump's tariffs will impact the overall economy. You just need to know which stocks, ETFs, or indexes are showing all 3 signals for an imminent reversal.
That's right, Kim. And right now, these signals are firing off at an unprecedented rate.
Well, that is exciting to hear, especially for your members who have been seeing some really impressive results. I mean, just listen to what some of them have been saying. David C. writes, 35.5% gain, thanks. Then later he writes, nice move, mine was 62%, thanks and keep them coming. Then a week later, he wrote in again and said 42%, keep the ball rolling.
That's exactly the kind of activity we aim for, Kim.
Don't I know it? I mean, David's not the only one. Mindy Z thanked you for her first profitable trade ever. She banked 28% in one day. She said, thank you, Larry, for my first profitable trade. I made 28% in one day. I'm so excited to keep following your recommendations. Thank you again. And Lou sent his thanks for showing him how to make money in such a simple way. You teach trading in such simple terms that a newbie like me is getting it. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. And let's not forget Frank, who wrote in to say, another great trade, 65.9% in 7 days.
It's really great to see my subscribers are doing so well. It really makes me feel good. And again, as of this recording, every single trade that we have made so far this year has been a winner for a total of 136% in returns.
Wow. Well, clearly your members are thrilled, Larry. And with a track record like that, it's easy to see why. I mean, who wouldn't want the opportunity to double their money while the market continues to go up and down like a seesaw, right? But let's talk about the other side of the equation. You've also identified some stocks our viewers should actively avoid, right?
That's right. Navigating the trade war isn't only about knowing which stocks to buy, it's also about knowing which stocks to avoid.
Right, good point. Larry also let me know about another free bonus for viewers willing to try out One Ticker Trader today. He's identified 3 specific stocks that he believes are positioned to get hammered hard by tariffs in the coming months. Larry's detailed all 3 in a special report called the Top 3 Loser Tariff Stocks Set to Sink Your Portfolio. So you and your family don't have to be afraid of watching your money disappear.
Precisely, Kim. After all, like we went over, this isn't the first trade war I've been in.
No, that is right. And I really love how you're looking out for your readers with this report, because during the 2018 tariffs, Fitbit slid almost 22% because of increased costs and competition. Harley-Davidson fell 51% because their costs increased $20 million thanks to the 2018 tariffs. And Ford Motor Company tanked almost 60% in 2018 because of the increased costs of steel and aluminum. With your help, Larry, sidestepping falling knives like those will definitely help our viewers keep the money that they've worked so hard to earn.
Exactly, Kim. That's why the entire report is yours absolutely free when you try out One Ticker Trader today.
Just amazing. But Larry, I've got to ask, with all of your success and the incredible value of the system, what sort of cost are we talking about here to join One Ticker Trader? I mean, when you were managing your hedge fund and advising your billionaire clients, these same insights certainly weren't available to the general public. So I can imagine you charged a pretty hefty fee, right, for this level of strategic advice? I've heard numbers in the billions mentioned here today. So given your hedge fund's performance, I can imagine those fees were very high, probably in the millions of dollars. I mean, after all, if you could consistently generate even modest returns in turbulent markets like these, that could mean transformative profits for the average investor.
Yes, Kim, we're talking about the kind of profits that offer peace of mind and stability regardless of how volatile things get. When the housing market completely collapsed and we entered the biggest economic crisis since the Great Depression, my clients saw their money soar nearly 25%. In contrast, many average investors lost almost half of their portfolio. How much would that sort of stability be worth to you?
It would be everything. You know, it's no wonder your clients would happily pay millions. But I know we're not talking about $1 million fee here. I know that. This is for the average Jane and Joe watching at home.
That's right. By mastering the market for over 40 plus years and developing the VSI, I've engineered a strategy that works in any market condition. The ups and downs of Trump's trade war will leave too many hardworking Americans in the lurch. So I know I had to make this as accessible to as many everyday people as possible.
Yeah, again, so generous of you, Larry. I know you don't want the price to be the reason that someone gets left behind. So even though access to Larry's VSI research could easily run $5,000 or more, as several of his research services do, joining today won't run you anywhere near that, not at all. Today, you won't even pay half that at $2,500, or even half of that at $1,250. In fact, if you join Larry's One Ticker Trader service right now, you can get the complete details of his VSI strategy, an entire year of his market research, plus up-to-the-minute buy and sell recommendations, and the 3 stocks you must dump right now, all for a remarkably low easy payment of just $99 for a full year. That's just $99 for access to research and picks that have delivered double and even triple-digit returns over and over again during some of the worst markets in U.S. history. You know, it just goes to show how committed you are to helping people during this volatile time. So thank you, Larry.
It actually even gets better than that because I'm not asking people to commit to anything right now. Like I said, I'm trying to help as many people as I can benefit from the trader's paradise, which we have found ourselves in. So I wanted to make this One Ticker Trader offer as risk-free as possible.
Yep, that's right. If for whatever reason you are not 100% satisfied with One Ticker Trader for any reason whatsoever, simply give his team a call during the next 60 days and you'll receive a full refund for every penny that you paid, no questions asked. And you can hang on to all the reports you'll receive here today. Compliments of Larry. You are really pulling out all the stops.
Well, I wanted to get rid of every excuse today, Kim. That's why I'm even throwing in another bonus. This one's really exciting, and I think it's going to be a game changer for anyone looking to take full advantage of the volatility we're seeing today.
Yep, you heard the man here. Larry's also put together a third bonus report called the One Ticker Watch List. 5 high-activity stocks set to deliver explosive profits. This report highlights 5 stocks Larry believes will see heavy action due to Trump's tariffs based on his VSI system and decades of market experience. And rest assured, members will always know exactly which stocks Larry's focusing on each month. Every buy and sell recommendation will come from the key themes Larry's following, so you can get ready to trade as soon as a buy alert comes in.
That's right, Kim. Those 5 stocks are exactly where I'm focusing my trades for the One Ticker Trader right now. And again, it's yours absolutely free when you give One Ticker Trader a try today.
Having Larry's precise insight in which stocks are set for the biggest moves this month is like having a personal roadmap to some serious potential profits, handpicked by a Wall Street legend himself.
Well, Kim, I'm not done yet. There's another benefit I want to extend to my brand new members today. I know a lot of viewers out there might already have stocks in their portfolio that they were worried about.
Sure. You know, with all this tariff talk, they're probably wondering, should I hold on to these stocks or should I get rid of them?
Right. So since I can't personally talk to everyone watching, I've created a 4th bonus report to help them with that as well. It's called the Ultimate Tariff Portfolio Checklist to Safeguard Your Wealth. And it walks you through many of the considerations you'll want to think about when you're looking at your portfolio. Then with a few key questions, you can tally up your investment tariff vulnerability score.
Amazing. So with this report, you'll know whether the stocks currently in your portfolio are at high or low risk for extreme tariff volatility. And you can decide whether you hold on to them or sell based on that.
Kim, it's really that straightforward.
Sounds like it takes the second guessing out of the equation.
Precisely.
All right, well, we've already covered a lot. So let me quickly recap everything that you're going to get by becoming a member of One Ticker Trader today. Y'all ready for this? Because it is a lot. The first thing you'll get when you accept today's risk-free offer for One Ticker Trader is an email inviting you to set up your account for the One Ticker Trader members website. Once logged in, you'll immediately get access to your free comprehensive guide, Tariff Trades, How to Bank Extreme Profits During the Trade War. This guide breaks down the VSI so you can identify potential trade setups in your very own account and start positioning yourself to profit from President Trump's tariffs starting today. You'll also receive your free bonus report, the top 3 loser tariff stocks set to sink your portfolio. This critical intelligence identifies 3 stocks that Larry believes will get hammered hard by tariffs, potentially saving you thousands of dollars in losses if you currently own them. Your third free bonus report is the One Ticker Watch List, 5 high-activity stocks set to deliver explosive profits. And every month, Larry will share the stocks he believes will have the most action. This means you'll always know exactly which stocks he's focusing his system on. And your 4th free bonus report is the Ultimate Tariff Portfolio Checklist to Safeguard Your Wealth. This invaluable guide shows you how to evaluate your investment's tariff vulnerability score. It will give you a clear understanding about which stocks in your portfolio may be at risk during this trade war. So in short, you get 1 year of Larry's market research and up-to-the-minute trade recommendations, Tariff Trades, How to Bank Extreme Profits During the Trade War, a $49 value, yours free. You also get the top 3 loser tariff stocks set to sink your portfolio, a $199 value, again, yours for free. The One Ticker Watch List, 5 high-activity stocks set to deliver explosive profits, a $199 value, yours free. The Ultimate Tariff Portfolio Checklist to Safeguard Your Wealth, a $49 value for free. All for a risk-free membership fee of just $99 for 1 full year. And given how fast markets keep changing with each new tariff development, I can't imagine a better time to jump in with both feet and give it a try. You don't even have to say yes right now. All you have to do is say maybe. Remember, if for any reason you are unhappy with anything here in the next 60 days, simply call Larry's team and they'll issue a full refund, no questions asked. And you can keep absolutely free of charge every single report we've covered here today, including and especially his groundbreaking guide, Tariff Trades, How to Bank Extreme Profits During the Trade War. Now, Larry, is there anything else that you'd like to say before we sign off?
Well, first, I'd like to thank you, Kim, as always. I appreciate it. And I want to thank everyone out there for taking the time out of their busy schedules, because I can't stress enough how critical of a moment this is. Just look around you. The markets are reeling up and down from every tariff twist and turn of Trump's presidency. It doesn't matter if his tactics work in the long run or not. Not to you, not right now. Trillions have evaporated in the market. Uncertainty is choking the system. The country's richest investors and everyday traders are scrambling as the ground shifts beneath them. I know they're literally calling me on the phone to ask for my help. That's why what we're doing here matters so much. Because for more than 40 years, markets exactly like this have been my bread and butter. That's why I can't express to you how confident I am about this year. Never before have I seen such an incredible opportunity to make so much money so quickly. And I'm the only one I know who can say that, which is why I've done everything in my power to make joining the one ticker trader a no-brainer.
You most certainly have, Larry. Right now, everyone watching can unlock your most explosive, potentially profit-packed trade recommendations. The kind of trade recommendations that have already been shown to turn the most chaotic markets into a profit-generating machine. And they risk absolutely nothing by giving it a try. So if you want the chance to profit from Trump's trade war while others panic and get in on stocks that are set to turn around because of all of the volatility, it seems like joining One Ticker Trader today is the smartest decision you can make right now.
100%, Kim. We're absolutely crushing it right now in One Ticker Trader. Now, of course, all investments carry risk, and past performance does not guarantee for future success. But like we said, as of this recording, our One Ticker Trader model portfolio has made money on every single trade year to date with an average gain of 34%. And while that may not last, I don't want anyone to get left behind.
Well, I don't either. That's why I'm so glad to be sitting here with you and sharing this message. You mentioned you're entering a new era in the market where directions will change fast. And only those who can swiftly pick which way a stock is headed will come out as winners. And that's why you're giving away the report detailing your VSI strategy today.
Right, Kim. I want our viewers to have the chance to harness that power. I want you to emerge as the real winner in this new world. That's what the One Ticker Trader is designed to do.
I love it. That's just amazing, Larry. You know, it seems to me that many watching right now could look back on this as the moment their lives changed. That for them, joining One Ticker Trader could be the catalyst that sets them on a completely new financial path. And that for the first time, they'll be able to take control of their financial future because of the trader's paradise that we currently find ourselves in.
I absolutely believe that too, Kim. That's why I want to thank everyone for watching today. Let's put a P on the page together.
Yeah, let's put a P for profit on that page. All right. Well, there you have it, folks. If you would like to secure your spot as a new member of Larry Benedict's One Ticker Trader, please click the button on your screen and go to the secure sign-up page. There you will be able to review the full details of Larry's offer before moving forward, as well as check out an extra free bonus waiting for you that we didn't mention here. Or you can call Larry's member services team at 888-206-3481, and they'll quickly answer any questions you may have about the offer or help you quickly get set up with your new membership. Now, as we wrap up today's broadcast, we'll leave the screen up a bit longer to showcase more incredible stories from members of Larry's trading research services. Watch as people just like you share how Larry's recommendations and guidance have transformed their trading and their lives. I truly hope you take advantage of one of the best money-making markets for traders ever, because trading Trump's tariffs with Larry's One Ticker Trader could be the path that takes you to success and make 2025 your most incredible money-making year ever. But only you can make that happen. So say yes to a risk-free One Ticker Trader membership today, and say yes to your future right now. Just click the button below to go to the next page. And with that, I'm Kim Monning, signing off. Thanks so much for watching.